Hey, hello. We're going to look at some of the processes that we've worked out for our performance capture sessions. Now, performance capture is where we're recording a whole range of things, including we're recording body motions with an Outtakes system and the Motive software. We're recording hands with a hand engine. That's the software that goes with StretchSense gloves. Although more recently we've been using Manus gloves because they have an integration with Motive, and that makes things quite a bit simpler. But then most recently actually we've been recording just with optical markers on fingers because both of our sets of gloves have been sent in for repair. Both of them have broken in different ways. We are also recording voices with multi-channel audio recording through software called Reaper, and we're using a piece of hardware that's the Zoom FN8 as our interface, computer interface. That's a multi-channel recorder, but we're actually just using it as an interface. And we're recording facial performances with LiveLink Face. All of those various softwares are getting their recordings triggered using the switchboard. And all of that data is also being streamed live into Unreal Engine and recorded again there. So all of that data is being recorded in both of those places, and we're going to have a look at some of that. But before we do that, I wanted to share with you some information about our setup, how we're setting things up. So we've got a folder here called Session Data, and inside of that are sessions with the date recorded in reverse order so that they can sort by name. So that's year, month, day. And if we go in there, we've got a range of files and folders for the different types of data that we're recording. But first I want to show you the notes. It's an Excel spreadsheet, and it's a very simple sheet that makes things quite a bit easier. We write the take name, the take number, and if there's any kind of notes, we write them here. But most importantly, we try and mark the good takes. Good is green, okay is yellow, and not good is red. So we can just ignore all the red ones because we were faffing about and things didn't fire or whatever, or somebody clicked a button twice, one of those kind of things. So this becomes very important, and it means we only need to work on a subset of these takes. Everything else we never need to look at again. So today we're going to look at one of these takes, this one here, this green one called Nephew 3. Get rid of that. And we'll start here in this reference video, and we'll look at the Nephew 3 briefly. So this is a video from our witness camera recorded into our video recorder, and you could see our performer Leo, and off screen another performer Oberon going to come in a moment. So you get the idea. That's a little underexposed, but that's helpful if we need some reference, to see more about what happened. Inside of here, we've got LiveLink Face videos. These are the things copied off of the phone. One of the faces was done with the LiveLink Face app on a phone, and the other I didn't copy over here. So we only have faces for the phone, not the iPad, which we should be copying over as well. But here's, the phone for one of the performers for that same take.
Unreal is speeding. Audio's recording. Oh, that's good.
There's me in the background shooting a little video.
Hey, yo, did you see that burning building on your block? The one with all the stairs? I didn't know that place was made out of wood. What do you mean? I always thought.
So there you go. There's that and the CSV file, which we'll bring in later. And our body motions here, these are exported motions from Motive that have been cleaned up. So there are the selected takes, very modest and very fast cleanup, not a thorough and quality cleanup. This is just a fast version. But we'll look at bringing one of these motions into Unreal Engine with time code so that we could update the motions recorded there. So that's body motions, and last is all of the audio files recorded through Reaper on the day. Those live here. So that's our sort of structure for our session folder. Now we'll just look at what we see in Unreal Engine. And I'll just point out a few things. So here I've got a level with a whole lots of stuff in it. I generally operate with a persistent level with nothing in it, although that may not be the case this time. The scene has been kicking around for a while. An environment map with the whole of the environment in it, and this stage actors level, which is where the virtual production related stuff live. So if I make that the level that I'm interested in, I come back to the outliner and we see that we've got all this stuff in here, including our characters somewhere in here and all the geometry and some cameras, etc. You can change all that to be only in current level, and now we see our performers and very little else. And this is what we use on a performance recording session. But now I'm like after post-recording and I want to look at the recorded data. So this may not be the best view. It may be best to stay in this level or leave the view to show everything. And the reason is, I'll load a take and you can see, the reason is, I'll go to the takes browser, and this is the session with Nephew 3 in it, and this would have been the original take. So it looks like this was edited, but you could still get the idea. When I go into this sequence, it will have spawned these characters somewhere in this outliner. There they are. There's the spawned ones, and here's the original stage ones. These are the ones that we recorded, and these are the ones that this sequence is spawning. So we could hide these and just look at those. So this is being spawned in the persistent level, and these characters all live in the stage actors level, and you can see that down here. So we could change that, but for the moment we'll just leave it like it is, and I'll show a few other things. So what we would do in a typical situation is we would take our take here and we would make new takes with the same name, an underscore, and then a variation name, a version name. So here's 3 more versions of this same take that Lewis has been working on, where he's found a new location for them. Well, I don't know where it is, but we can find them by selecting and then hitting F and then finding out where they went to. There we go. And he's given them a little more space and changed their relationship a little bit here so that, you know, we can make a good framing. It looks like that.
I don't know that place is made out of wood. What do you mean? I always thought it was made out of bricks.
So that's our general workflow. So here, as mentioned, we have these spawnables. We don't have the live link data here anymore because we don't need it. We could just delete it, and we add a camera and start framing it up and making adjustments as needed. And sometimes those adjustments include plotting to the FK and then, you know, doing some shifting, fixing some poses, just really, really quick and rough motion edit. If we need deeper motion edit, for example, if we have something like some marker swaps or some other kind of deeper motion edit that would be better done in Motive, we can go back to Motive, update that motion, export in FBX, and then bring it back into Unreal Engine and switch out the animation that's happening here. That's another option we can do. Some other things that I'll point out, when we're recording our sessions, we go to this gear icon, scroll to the bottom, and make sure you set your count down to 0 seconds. This defaults to 3 seconds, and that's quite annoying, waiting 3 seconds before this rolls when everything else is already rolling. So 0 seconds here is one of the things that we do. And I'll load a preset from some existing take, and I'll point out some other things. So many times when you're recording an actor, it will by default record a lot of recorded properties. A lot of properties will get recorded, sometimes more properties than you need. So here in the bag, for example, I have a skeleton. I have 2 skeletal meshes, one for the outline and one for the bag itself. I don't need to record the outline or the noodle arms, which are just the components. What do we call that? Spline components. I don't need to record these or the outline because they're being driven by the other elements. They don't need to be recorded. So the point of this is that the less properties that you record, the faster you will recover when you cut. So if you're recording a metahuman, for example, and you keep all of the defaults as they are, you'll get so many properties that it will be very slow on cut when you're done recording. When you cut, you'll have to wait for all of those files to get written. And then you'll also have a lot of files to manage. Many of them you don't need. So figure out exactly what you need, toggle off those other ones. Another important thing is that for your live link data, the iPhone, everybody probably knows this if you're recording some live link data. If you have this use source timecode toggled for a live link subject, it won't record anything. It just stays at 0, no keyframes get recorded. I don't know what this is for. I mean, this pop-up tooltip doesn't really explain anything to me. I just know that if this is toggled on, it won't record. So that's the default, and you have to change it from the default. Well, another thing that we have been doing, as you saw in that last sequence, we are not recording into subsequences, so this is also the default. I found myself copying the data out of subsequences to try and get something that was a little bit more manageable. So then I tried this method where I just toggle this off and I don't record these things into subsequences, and that's working very well, so I like that. I like that method. And we also record to spawnables. That's also working out for us. So there's just a few tips, a few things that we do that maybe will help you if you're trying to do this same sort of thing. If you are doing this same sort of thing, we'd love to hear from you in the comments, and we'd love to get you to subscribe. I'm very passionate about this topic, and I'm always keen to talk to other people who are trying to do this same sort of thing. Until next time, thank you very much for watching.
Hey, yo, did you see that burning building on your block? The one with all the stairs?
I didn't know that place was made out of wood.
What do you mean?
I always thought it was made out of bricks.
It can still burn. They said it was a gas leak.
Okay, first of all, only wood can burn. And second of all, I leave my gas stove on all the time, so.
Wait, you what?
Yeah, I got it on right now, keeping my little nephew warm.
Oh my God, are you crazy? You could bring the whole place down.
I am positive that building is not made out of wood, so we're fine, okay?
It can still burn. We gotta go save your nephew.
Would you relax? I made sure to put him in the bath before we left, so the fire can't get him.
Oh my God.